Today we'll be taking a look at the Charlotte Flair assistant storyline, Chris Jericho's comments on Jake Paul, and Alexa Bliss's first target. Don't forget to check out the WWCC Shorts channel, link is below. Let's start things off with this Charlotte Flair assistant storyline. What's that all about? Well, according to Chelsea Green herself, that was one of the many storyline pitches that they had planned for. Chelsea Green was unfortunately one of the many talents that WWE recently released. Chelsea Green was an absolute star in Impact Wrestling. She had the great character, the great ring skills, mic skills, and everyone was excited to see what she brought to the table in WWE. Well, Chelsea Green had a short run in NXT. She was called up to the main roster in 2019. They pulled her back to NXT. She was called up again to the main roster in 2020, but got hurt in the opening moments of that match. Chelsea Green was very excited to return to the ring. It was reported that she even signed a new extension, but sadly, we already know how that all ended. She was released by WWE. It seems like they did have quite a few storyline ideas for Chelsea, though. Chelsea recently spoke with Sean Ross and revealed how the Charlotte Flair storyline almost came into play. She had this to say. Triple H pulled me aside in April or May of 2020, right before the pandemic or right around that time, because we had just done a tag match, Charlotte and I versus Lowe and Rhee. And that was the day I got officially called up. I was just kind of starting to get a little momentum, so I didn't hear anything. Funny enough, when I was out there at the very end of the match, I heard Charlotte. Charlotte raised my hand and said something like, she is going to be next, or something along that line, that made me think I was going to be partnered with her, or I was going to be her protege. And then I kind of heard rumblings of that in the weeks after that I was going to be. I don't want to say the next Charlotte, but coming up behind her, with her as my mentor, which is amazing. Like, I don't know if you can get a better spot than that. And then kind of radio silence until the next storyline I heard about. I heard about a lot of storylines. So it looks like that NXT tag team match that saw Charlotte and Chelsea team up was supposed to lead to something bigger. It was supposed to lead to Chelsea starting off on the main roster, sort of like Charlotte's assistant, and slowly working under Charlotte until she broke free and took off. Charlotte was going to be her on-screen mentor, and of course having one of those all-time greats like Charlotte being behind you would have been a big deal for Chelsea. But you can see why they canceled that idea. It does seem strange and out of character for Charlotte Flair to mentor someone else and hand over the spotlight. That just doesn't seem like something the character of Charlotte Flair would do. Heel or babyface, the Charlotte Flair character has always been about herself, knowing that she's the best and rubbing it in to everyone's face. So for her to put herself second and show off this new woman she's been mentoring could have worked, but it just would have been a bit out of character for the Charlotte Flair that we've known for so many years now. That wasn't the only storyline idea they had for her. The other storyline was, of course, the revival of the Mickie James and Trish Stratus stalker story. This was a storyline that actually leaked around last year and was even being teased by Mickie and Chelsea on Twitter a few weeks ago. Chelsea claims that they even filmed a Raw match for that storyline, but it never aired. There was also a trio being planned that would have consisted of Vanessa Bourne, Santana Garrett, and Chelsea Green. Chelsea said that she met with the writers about this idea, but didn't talk to Vince McMahon about this specific idea. Once all the buzz about the storyline ideas started calming down a bit, Chelsea said that she would wait 5 hours just to talk to Vince McMahon and pitch him about 15 ideas at a time. She said that she would go over the ideas and talk about the ones that would work the most. She also revealed that the meeting with Vince McMahon is what led to her appearing on the SmackDown qualifier match that she unfortunately got injured in. So it's sad to see such a dedicated talent like Chelsea Green get released by WWE, but hopefully she sees a lot of success too wherever she goes to next. Jake Paul was all over social media this week after the massive boxing event that he was a part of. Jake Paul improved to a 3 wins, 0 losses overall record. There were a lot of fans, superstars, and other celebrities that were all judging the fight. It really felt like the whole world was watching this fight. It did 1.3 million pay-per-view buys and generated $63 million. But there was a lot of feedback from everyone online. Chris Jericho even commented on the fight by calling it fake. Jake Paul, who would later respond to Chris Jericho, and everyone calling the fight fake by saying this on Twitter. Everyone saying the fight was rigged is tweeting off their mom's Wi-Fi. WWE already did something with Logan Paul that was successful. So, could they turn their attention to Jake Paul for a collaboration there? He definitely has a lot of momentum and global attention on him right now. Two things that WWE really loves. So, we'll see if they go after Jake Paul the same way they did with Logan. Let's check back in with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Charlotte Flair has just returned with a whole brand new extreme persona. Charlotte Flair is embracing everything bad that is said about her by the fans and the other women in the locker room. Charlotte addressed how many fans talk about how she's always given so many opportunities. She talked about the women backstage always complaining that she's always taking opportunities away from everyone else. Charlotte just embraced all the negative feedback and just said that she's the greatest ever. That's why she gets all of her opportunities, and it's why she's coming for the title again. During that promo from Charlotte, she name-dropped all the major superstars in the women's division, including Alexa Bliss. Charlotte does have to be careful with calling out Alexa Bliss. Alexa is the only one out of that list of women that has these supernatural abilities. So even being as great as she is, this version of Alexa may be too much for Charlotte to handle. Alexa did respond to Charlotte's comments through an Instagram comment on the post about the promo and had this to say, "Why you yelling? #play." So that little comment there from Alexa Bliss seemed to be in character. We know she has this play and pain, two different sides of herself, and she just hashtagged that post as play. So it looks like things are friendly for now, but she could also target Charlotte at any time and switch to that pain side. It doesn't seem like Alexa Bliss is going to jump right into the title picture. So what do they do with her? What's her agenda? Who's her first target? Is it Charlotte? Well, we have to remember that non-title feuds still don't exist in the women's division. So that does bring up some concern for Alexa's direction. Will it get the proper treatment, even without the title being involved in the story? That's the big scary question right now that we'll have to wait a few weeks to get the answer to. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with Chelsea's reveals, Jake Paul and Chris Jericho, and Alexa's first target? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.